bitcoinsoul.org, seoul.org. Let's do another MCO and NEO update. I'm doing MCO and NEO specifically and not touching OMG or Pay or any of the other coins because NEO and MCO, Monaco, have the highest profit potential. So why talk about the cute girl next door when a Victoria's Secret model is sitting on your couch in your house, in the basement of your mom's house? So MCO right now, it's actually, let's start with NEO. Let's start with it's an easier topic. In the past, we talked about how sell walls actually are a good thing because it creates a huge market base. It creates market saturation at that price point. So people's expectation is, since I bought it at this price, I'm not going to sell it for cheaper. So it creates a real stable base, right? But if that concept is a little foreign to you, and I don't care if you're a genius, you could be a super genius and you might not get that concept because you just maybe are just brand new to trading and you don't have enough brain cells yet. Your neurons aren't set up to accept that data yet, so it'll sink in. So what I want to do is explain it differently than that, in a way that you've already got brain cells to handle this data. Why is it? Okay, what happened here? Why is it that these dips are good? I don't know if you can see this screen. No, you can't. Okay. Why is it that these dips are really, really good? Well, in NEO's case, these dips aren't really that great. Aren't really good. In Monaco's case, though, these dips are great. I should have had the Monaco screen up. Oh, it's right here. Hang on a second. Okay. Here it is. You see these two really long, ugly red lines? They're really beautiful red lines. Any guesses why? From the perspective of someone who's already bought into Monaco, like up here, or if you bought at the Asian Whale Club, we bought down here. So yeah, even at worst case scenario, we still made 60% up this far. But for the rest of you that bought like right around here, this is not good news, right? This is ugly, but it shouldn't be to you, and I'll tell you why. First of all, what's changed? What has changed? Monaco's still got some Visa announcement coming up. Like I said, worst case scenario, they're going to say, oh, Visa told us that they need more time. Okay, how much more time? Well, these corporate things, you really never know. Why a certain date? Normally, when a company announces that they will announce a partnership on a certain date, normally when that happens, I don't know about cryptocurrency, but normally it's because the deal is already inked. And what they're doing is they're waiting on a certain date to get their act together, build up their customer service team, train their support staff, train their executives, and so on. So they won't make the announcement until all their corporate in-house stuff is set up. So that's why normally most corporations will announce a date to announce something. Like I said, this may or may not hold true in crypto because this is the first time a company may actually have partnered with Visa and made crypto more fungible or spendable. Let's just use that word. So nothing's changed, right? Nothing's changed. Well, two things have changed. This red line and that red line. Those are the only two things that have changed. Ironically, I don't have the Bitcoin chart up. How many times did Bitcoin spike in the last day or two? It's exactly the same pattern. It's exactly the same pattern. You see this Y shape here? There's this, actually it's an N shape or an H shape. If you just look at the red, it looks like an H, right? It looks like the letter H. Guess what? Flip it around. It looks exactly, go do it. Flip it upside down. It looks exactly like the fork It's an up. From your perspective, it would probably look like, yeah, this. Bitcoin looks like this, went down a little bit and went up. You see, that H is exactly the opposite of this H. So what's driving these big dips in Monaco? Like I said, nothing has changed except these big dips. And they match perfectly Bitcoin's big dips. So it's just a reaction to Bitcoin. Fundamentally, nothing has changed. We're still expecting Visa to power spendability of cryptocurrency, which is an awesome thing. And once that happens, it goes mainstream. What does mainstream mean to you? Well, the main reason your mom and your aunt and your buddy's mom isn't buying Bitcoin is because it's their hard-earned money and it's not accessible. Think about that. Even your dad and your uncle, they're not buying Bitcoin because it's their hard-earned money and it's not accessible. If they gave their money to a bank or if they gave their money to a fund management firm, well, at least during work hours, they could set up an appointment, walk in, and ask for a withdrawal, right? That's how it works. But Bitcoin, who do you ask for a withdrawal? Yeah, if you're not a computer person, I mean, all this stuff looks really formidable. It's scary looking. So normal people will not invest in Bitcoin because it's inaccessible to them, both from a technology standpoint, from a conceptual standpoint, and from a physical money standpoint. So if you solve that problem by saying, hey, you see that Visa logo? You put money inside this card. Well, how do I put money inside this card? That's the hard part, but your son will help you do that. Well, what about taking money out of these exchanges? That's the easy part. All you have to do is swipe your Visa. You see the value proposition, what that's going to do to cryptocurrency? It'll bring everybody and their mom and their aunt and everybody else to the table. It's something that Bitcoin hasn't been able to do. It's something that no one else has been able to do. So Monaco is going to do amazing things. Maybe on the 1st of September. Maybe a little later. But that's the value proposition. That hasn't changed. We were going up to, right now it's 0.006. We were going up to 0.009 and then 0.0012 until the Bitcoin thing happened. So are we still on track? Technically, if you look at any major explosion, I mean, these major explosions are sick. Look at SEO Coin, for instance. Look at even look at NEO. Look at, oh my goodness, look at BCH. Everybody just shit on the thing, right? Everyone's like, this will never go anywhere. It's a shit. What happened? Why is it 300% more expensive now? You remember that feeling with BCH? That's exactly the same kind of phenomenon that is going to happen with MCO. Like I said, so long as there's not any real weird scandal that goes on. I mean, who knows? Could be that Hong Kong suddenly gets sucked up by aliens in the UFO, and that's where Monaco's headquarters is, and Monaco headquarters might just... Who knows? Anything could happen. But barring those things, these things are a good thing. And now I'll finally tell you why these things are a good thing. I could explain it from a math standpoint as to creating a larger base. But let's just put it this way, because that's useless and it's hard to conceptualize. And it's not emotional. Emotionally, why these red things are good? They're not good for you holders. Me holders. I'm holding, if you were in this office, you'd see how many, we've got millions of dollars of MCO that we're holding. So it's not good for us and our clients emotionally, but it's good for MCO emotionally. Why? When Monaco was doing one of these things, I'll wait till it gets cheaper. When it went up another level, oh, it's getting expensive, maybe I'll buy it. Whoa, it's too expensive, I'm going to wait until it dips, is what everybody said. And then it didn't dip, it just kept going up, and now everyone's just shit-talking the thing. Oh, Monaco's a scam, Monaco's this, it's not. Why? Because they missed the boat. You shit talk everything. Most human beings do. Honorable people don't. Most human beings shit talk what they can't have. Because even what was that? A popular scientist or American scientist did a research, featured a research group. I think it was out of Harvard, that said that cursing actually makes you feel good. Yeah, cursing something actually makes you feel good. Endorphins and dopamine start when you start bad-mouthing something. So hey, there's a beautiful girl at school and she hates you. Well, what are you going to do? You're just going to curse her. You're just going to call her names. That's what people do. There's a beautiful coin that's appreciating its skyrocket value and you didn't jump on. You're going to call it names. You're just going to try and tear it down. That's human nature. Lying about things that you can't have or you can't participate in. So, because it makes you feel good, understandable. Then, what is this? What are these? Why are these two red bars a good thing? Is because ask people, around. I'd guesstimate that 92, 93% of the people that saw Monaco go up never actually pulled the trigger. Am I right? Am I right? Does that make? Are you one of those people that saw Monaco go up and said, you know, I'm going to pull the trigger if it dips? Didn't dip. I'm going to pull it. Didn't dip. Monaco's shit. It's a scam. Did you do that? Are you one of those people that did that? You're probably in the 92% category. But guess what? Double dip. These double dips embraces everybody. Now, wait, did anything change? It's still the same. You mean tomorrow or the day after? On the 1st of September, we might have an announcement that Monaco is going to go global. It's going to go prime time. And the price is at the same price right now that I first saw Monaco. Holy shit, this is like the second coming. This is like my second chance in life. But you get a second chance twice. So what does that mean? That means a huge amount of market capitalization. A huge amount of money. Just a ton of money comes into Monaco. And what happens when that happens? When there's a lot of money coming in somewhere, it's got to explode somewhere, right? Poof. Is the only thing that can happen to Monaco. I mean, am I right? Can anything else happen to Monaco that we didn't discuss in this video? Okay, NEO. I promised you, NEO. NEO dropped here and NEO dropped here again. Anybody, you don't have to be able to see, you can kind of see this, right? I'm looking at the screen just to see how big this is. Yeah. Anybody have any idea what the time frame is between this red candle and that red candle? This says 20 and this says 5. How many hours is that? 9 hours. 9 hours difference. Does that ring a bell? Does that sound familiar to you? 9 hours, 8-hour difference is exactly the time zone difference between Europe time, America time, and Asia time. Isn't that cool how the world is divided into 1/3, 1/3, 1/3? Asia, Europe, and America. So when I say NEO is going to have one more dip, why would that be? Well, because this is how Asia reacted to it. This is how America reacted to it, and then now we're going to have, when Europe wakes up, this is how Europe's going to react to it. It's just an 8-hour. Anyway, it's pretty clear, right? I don't have to explain that any further. So, yeah, NEO is going to dip at least one more time, because same thing with NEO. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. What's changed is that the Chinese government might disallow ICOs. That was this. Chinese government might disallow ICOs. So this happened. Since then, has anything changed? No. So that news caused this reaction. All we have to do is allow, since Asians had this reaction, we allowed time for Americans to have this reaction. And now all we have to do is allow time for Europeans to have the exact same reaction to the exact same news, because nothing's changed since that news. Moral of the story, If nothing changes fundamentally, nothing has changed except the price. So, yeah, you can get the same tasty Whopper at 99 cents. You remember when Whoppers used to go on sale for 99 cents? I do. What would you do? It's the same Whopper. I'd kind of buy a lot. Wouldn't you? Bitcoin Soul, SEOUL.org, the Asian Whale Club. If you have over $200,000 that you're investing, notice that we're raising the bar now. Talk to us. We used to have a $100,000 minimum limit, but we have to go up to $200,000 just because, just because of our internal support levels. Let's just put it that way. So we're trying to get fewer and fewer people that we're helping support. 24-hour support with 5 senior analysts from around the world, protecting your money.